Cam, I feel like I ain't seen you in ages. We were just saying before we started recording. Massive win.
Yeah.
Man United 3, Fulham 2. It had a little bit of everything, although it felt like it didn't need to.
Yeah.
At 2-0, it felt like, right, okay, it's been a bit of an up and down game, but actually we've done some good stuff, go see it out, and then pandemoniums for the last sort of 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah, it seems like one of them that there's something for everyone to learn from, but also this is what you pay for. When you get your season ticket, this is what you want. I'd rather that over a 3-0 win any day, because it's...
Well, I'd rather the 3-0 win, mate.
No, it was a no...
I'd rather a 3-0 just go home, easy.
Nervy win, nervy ending, but like getting the winner like that.
Yeah, if you're on the right end of it, 100%.
Yeah, exactly.
If that would have been 2-2, I wouldn't be saying I prefer that pandemonium.
No.
But I get what you're saying. It's almost like, it's cool when tactics go out the window and all that stuff, and it's like just playing with that freedom and belief that, you're going to score.
Yeah, it's the Man United of old, isn't it? There's a lot to like and a lot that is... I mean, it's basically just 4-4-2 at the moment, isn't it?
100%.
And it's...
On and off the ball. It's not this like the beginning against City or you go off the ball with 4-4.
Yeah.
Then you look at it and you go, we are a 4-4-2 team. Old school Sir Alex way, Man United, 2 wingers, you go that way, 2 strikers, you press. Central midfielder's got to do a bit of everything. Just old school United football.
Yeah, it's a lot simpler and it just works. I mean, there were some bits today that didn't go quite so well, and they did pull us apart a little bit in moments. But for the most part, it gives us, I think it's a structure, everyone knows what they're doing. You see sometimes someone gets caught out of position, someone's getting a little bit slow getting back in. It's just so obvious where everyone needs to be, so it's simple, and to be fair, Carrick's got them playing.
He has. I'm going to talk to you. I did this to Marcel because he's got a bit of an agenda against Sesko, so I had to quiz him on it. I know your thoughts on Casemiro and how scathing you've been on him many, many times. And look, I'm not going to get on to you because... Oh, I am, but there were times where that was warranted. Left on an island, what's he doing? Giving the ball away. Casemiro special, sliding in, yellow and all that.
Yeah.
This is not that version of Casemiro.
No, it's not. And fair play, he's pulled his finger out and really got back into it. He looks a different player to what he did last year. And I think this is one thing that I will actually give Amorim and his staff credit for. Every one of them looks fitter than they did last year, by a long, long way. And Casemiro is one of them, and he's obviously had to put the work in himself to probably lose a bit of weight.
How much of it is structural, though? Because it can't all just be that he's now running around like a blue-ass fly because he's so fit and so strong and he wasn't. How much of it is the setup of what we're doing?
It is both, but you did also see in the first half moments when we got pulled apart in the press because Casemiro and Manu can't really cover as much ground. Now, we got away with it and fixed it. To be fair, Carrick fixed it at half-time, which was brilliant, and we can maybe talk about that. But... I think it is individual and it is structural. It's a bit of both. There's less distance to cover, but I think also Casemiro's sorted himself out mentally. He wasn't his best last year.
Goal and assist for him today. That Casemiro special at the back post, header. He's done. That's something he's been consistent with, being really good in the air. But sliding Cunha through with a good weight of pass, so he doesn't even need to take a touch. Gave other guys the eyes, but I'm going to go slip it inside channel there. Yeah. That's what you want from him.
It is, and I think both of them in the field deserve a lot of credit because Mano in that first half, that slide tackle on him.
Oh, got everyone up.
Everyone up. We needed that in the moment as well, and to get away with not even giving a free kick away for that, brilliant. I don't know what Jimenez is doing, making 6 rolls and.
Yeah, trying to act like it was worse than it was.
And he's up 30 seconds later sprinting. It's a joke. But...
Sandro Martinez as well. You've been saying, if you touch my heart, Carrick's touched my heart. He's been unbelievable. Waxing lyrical about how Carrick's got through to the players. Yeah. In that last sort of 10 minutes where we wanted to see or last 5 minutes when we wanted to see the game out, but he was just straight into tackles, getting everyone going. It wasn't perfect, don't get me wrong, throughout, him and Maguire. Maguire sort of started short-circuiting in the last sort of 5-10 minutes. He was brilliant, I thought, before that. Winning his duels, box defending great. First half, we weren't great, but again, getting blocks, making sure there's not giving away anything. See, in the last 10 minutes, there was 2 old-school Maguire moments, wasn't there?
Yeah.
But he and Leach just sort of sorted it out after that.
I think the one where he got caught under the ball was the worst one.
Yeah, that's the old-school Maguire.
Yeah, that was a bit worrying. But I think the biggest thing, actually, the game management there probably wasn't great from the coaching staff, and they should have recognised that, because I think in the moment, and to be honest, the whole game, the 4-4-2 out of possession, having 2 strikers, it meant that Fulham did have a bit of space in between the lines, and then midfielders could get on the ball, wingers could get in the spaces, and I think if you look at that first half back, on the break what was happening was, or when they were playing out, they had their Berg dropping in between the centre-backs, full-backs pushing really high, and then it was the sort of gap. Iwobi was staying really far away on the far side, so that when they did switch the ball, they always had that overload, and what it meant was then Cunha had to come in, and the full-back was just completely unmarked around the far side, because obviously Shaw was coming in with the winger, and they got in on that both sides a few times, just because of the 8 staying so wide. But you've got to give Carrick a lot of credit, because at half-time, you don't have much opportunity in the Premier League game. You're watching it, obviously, live, because you're on the touchline. You've got to fix it straight away. And at half-time, he said, right, our centre mids were initially, one was following the 8 on the ball side, the other one was really close by on the cover, which you kind of need to do. And that's one of them where it's probably a bit structural to help Casemiro if he does get beat, because he can't then recover. So that's why Manu was so close to him. But it just meant the other 8 was free, because Cunha had to come in to deal with that. But then at half time, he sort of said, right, Kobe, you stay with Iwobi, close enough to him. Casemiro, you stay with the 8 on the ball side. And that gave us a little bit more ability to deal with it. The problem then was that as the game went on, realistically, the second that first goal for Fulham went in, we should have gone to 5 in midfield or 5 at the back. 5 somewhere across.
Sure it up, yeah.
There was just too much space given away. And it was a matter of time, really, before they hurt us with it. We didn't need 2 up front at that moment. And I think that's one where they need to
learning from that, reflect on that.
The other thing I think is really important here, what do you notice about the second and third goal in terms of the way they were finished?
What, say that again?
How the finishes for the second goal and the third goal, what do they have in common?
Just a good ball into him, so it's just one touch and finish.
But also
no
high, near post into the roof of the net.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that in like coaching at the moment, it's a really big thing. If you're going near post, you go high roof of the net, because keeper just doesn't have time to get there. And it's interesting that you've seen that with both, because I actually thought from where I sit behind the goal, I thought Cunha had messed it up because he was too wide. Look, there was no angle. But they've obviously practiced that and worked on that. And it's not just Cunha, because Šeško did the exact same thing.
Finished brilliant,
high and near post. And it's nice that you can see individual improvements from the coaches, but also then the tactical thing that they fix in terms of the press with Fulham getting out too easy.
So you're seeing that input from the coaches in terms of what they're actually working on. It's transpiring into the pitch. You're seeing that side of it, where it's not just vibes, it's not just go out and play. This is meticulous.
And we say, obviously, like 4-4-2, the first thing we said was it's simple, people know their roles, all that kind of stuff. But also there's a lot of detail there where they've found an issue with the press. And to be fair, this is probably the first game where Fulham have had a whole week to prepare. They've done their analysis on how we set up. They've prepped the game plan. It's worked. And we've had to find a solution. And they have done. There was just a bit of game management towards the end, but they've solved the collective problem as a team tactically, and individually you can see players getting better at certain things. So it's a really good sign for things to come.
Who was your man of the match and why?
Bruno. I don't know how.
Was it Bruno, yeah?
Yeah, I think he gave a lot of sloppy balls away first half. But it takes something, 97th, 98th minute, to pull that dummy out and still have the pace to get in behind him.
Against Bassi.
Yeah, exactly.
And he knows as well, if I take an extra touch and have to really engage in Bassi, I'm going to lose the duel. So you're knackered.
He's going to end up on the deck.
Yeah.
Bassi's going straight through him, and he's just come on as well. He's ready for that burst. Yeah. That is super smart stuff.
And so soft as well, because it's one thing understanding you got to do that, but to deliver the ball to Šeško where it's not bobbling, it's not bouncing up. I'm setting you up here, bro, where Anderson's out of the game because I've put it behind him. Yeah. Just take a touch and the rest is you. A lot of players will fizz that in too hard at shoulder length, height, or at the body. And it's these little things that Bruno makes look easy. Yeah. Just before Bruno got the first assist, the away fans, he looks like a rat, boom, assist, shut up, hold that. Yeah. Like, that's his 12th assist of the season.
It's quality like that. Why would you ever want to get rid of him? Yeah. Never, ever let him go.
Pleasure.